Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's really great to have you. So in today's episode, we're going to be doing another Redbubble shop review. This time it's Redbubble shop review number 5. And I'm really stoked and excited to show you these 3 shops because through it, we're going to see what works, what doesn't, what can be improved upon, and what needs to be celebrated. It's a jam-packed episode, and I think particularly for those of you who are new to this channel, those of you who are new to the Redbubble world, is going to be very informative and it's going to provide you with a lot of value. So stick around. Now, before we move on with today's episode, if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you love all things pertaining to print on demand, then this is the channel for you. And I want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell notification icon so that you'll be informed each and every time that I post a new episode. I post an episode every Wednesday and Saturday, and at the time of publishing, I'm getting really close to the 1,000 mark, so I would really appreciate all of your help by hitting that subscribe button, joining my community. We're here to learn, we're here to support, and I'm here to provide you with tips, tricks, and motivation to help you take your Redbubble and print-on-demand business to greater heights. So with that said, let's hop over to my computer and start with today's reviews. Okay, welcome everybody to my computer, and as you can see here, we have the first shop in today's review up on the screen. And here we have a shop called Saint and Raven, which recently started in May of 2021 and currently has 35 designs. From the get-go, we have a very interesting shop banner, which is quite effective. The logo for the shop actually is quite interesting as well. In fact, that we have this raven here. The one thing that I would suggest is that you've got these pastel colors in your shop banner, and then you've got this really bright rainbow pattern in the background. I would go in and actually subdue it a little bit just to give it a complementary feel to obviously the whole shop. Now, let's click on View Artist Profile, and as we can see here, it says, "When I create, I am love, sharing the love with my work." It's not a bad artist profile, though it is a little bit basic. Now, the one thing that I want to obviously state here, particularly to those of you who are new to the Redbubble business, your artist profile is probably one of the most important pieces of your shop in terms of giving your customer a humanistic feel. Remember, your online shop is nothing like a brick and mortar shop where when people visit it, they're usually greeted by a salesperson who is there to help them through the whole shopping experience from start to finish. Your artist profile is a very effective way of helping to develop trust and just enjoyment in terms of going through your shop when they first visit it. So it's really worthwhile to give it a little bit more, to invest some time to come up with an effective artist profile that's going to obviously tell people a little bit about yourself. Now, you're not going to be making a romance novel here because Redbubble doesn't give you that many characters, but clearly it does give you more characters than what I'm seeing over here. And if you're uncertain as to what to put in, then I would recommend visiting other shops that maybe you have favorited and actually visiting their profiles and just seeing what they've typed in, what they've included, and perhaps seeing what you can actually take to adapt to your own particular shop. Remember, try to give a great experience to your potentially visiting customers so that they will stick around and actually enjoy the experience of shopping in your shop. Okay, so if we scroll up here, and we can see that we have a featured collection, which is called Crow and Murder, which happens to be a bit of a dark feel, which is absolutely okay. There are people who like this mystique and this dark type of niche. And if you want to obviously design for that, well done, all the more power to you. You got some really nice designs over here. And we also have 5 collections, which is actually quite good. I've seen shops with a lot more designs in it and fewer collections than this. So well done for actually taking the initiative to create 5 individual collections that obviously you can effectively build up on as you increase the number of designs. Now, the one thing that I would definitely challenge you is to try to reach 100 designs as close to 100 designs as you possibly can before the 1st of October, because as many of you know, the 1st of October starts the 4th quarter, and that's the time of the year where people really spend a lot of money for the various holidays that we find. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the designs here, and the first thing that caught my attention was this one here, I love and approve of myself. Now if we click on it here, we're taken to the sticker, which obviously leads me to believe that when you uploaded the design, you left it on optimize. So Redbubble is going to be showing this quotation, or rather this design, on various products as I refresh the page, which is absolutely fine if that's something that you want to do. Well done for that. Your description: affirm to yourself, I love and approve of myself. Each time you see it, look at it, wear it, show it. Not a bad description, but again, this is something which can be improved upon. Redbubble helps with marketing, but remember, there's also another search engine which you have to keep in the back of your mind, and that is Google. Google uses the descriptions that we put in on each of our designs in order to see how it's going to rank and to whom it's going to show it to. So obviously you want to make sure that your designs are search engine optimized, SEO, for Google as well. And the best way to do that is by including keywords that are rich, that are going to be relevant to your design, so that Google will know how it's going to index it when people are inserting their own keywords in Google search. So what you might want to do is you might want to Google synonyms for motivation, for inspiration, and see what words come up. And maybe you can actually incorporate some of these words into the description, into a sentence that obviously makes sense, so it doesn't look like you're keyword spamming, but into sentences that make sense, so that obviously it will also help in Google ranking. Now if we scroll down here, we see that your design is on 79 products, and if we take a look here at the classic t-shirts, I'm just gonna bring these up. Now, this is something that I really want to stress heavily, particularly to those of you who are new to this channel, who are new to the print-on-demand business. When you are creating designs, you have to definitely think ahead in terms of how that design is going to look on the various products that Redbubble puts on offer. In this particular case, for me, this particular design does not look good on this particular color of shirt, this mustard color. And I have a feeling the same is going to hold true for a number of other colors. I mean, if we just had to click on this particular green color to bring it up, you're going to see that the greens don't match and it really sticks out like a sore thumb. So what I would actually suggest that you do is that when you come across a design that you are creating that's something similar to this, or maybe that is extremely busy and has a lot of colors or whatnot, the first thing that you want to do is, before you make it public, okay, click on that private button which you find at the end of the page just before you obviously click that, the upload process. And Redbubble will bring up all of the products with your design on them, but it will only be for something that you can see. And that's important, because then you can actually take a few moments and see how your design is looking on those products. And if it doesn't look good, then that's the time to go back and make the tweaks before you make it go public. Because once it goes public, all right, one could say you could go back in and edit it accordingly, but if people have already seen it and it's the reason why they've left your shop, the chances of them coming back to visit it again is going to be few and far between. So it's all about first impressions. You want to make sure that your design looks good on the products that you are obviously activating on Redbubble. In this particular case, sorry to say, it doesn't look good. Again, the quote is great, and I like the fact that you use the pink and the yellow and the blue in the text. What I would suggest that you do is get rid of the background. That green foliage is too busy and it really detracts away from what the design is trying to show. Instead, leave it just as a text design and change the colors to make them punchier, to make them more bold and bright, so that they will actually resonate better with customers, and maybe choose colors that will actually complement the colors of the t-shirts that Redbubble have to offer. Now, it's not going to be easy to do so, and there might actually be some where it's still not going to look good, but at least it's not going to have that busy foliage behind it. So definitely something that you should consider. So now we're back at the front end of your shop, and we're just going to continue scrolling down. We have a lot of really nice designs over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this one here, or something pertaining to photography. I am enough, and this is obviously being activated on a spiral notebook. Now this is something which is also quite eye-catching too as well. I love the configuration of this photo, the positioning of the woman on the edge of the pier looking off in the distance with the caption, I am enough. I think it's quite effective, and I think as a cover for a spiral notebook, I think it was a great choice to use this as sort of like the product thumbnail that your photo was being showcased on. So let's go through, and we see here the description. Remind yourself every day, I am enough. This affirmation will get you places, limited only by your dreams. Okay, not a bad description. Again, as I stated with the other design, you might want to actually include a few more keywords that will actually get your design to be seen by more potential customers. All right, now this is what I was talking about earlier. If we take a look at classic t-shirts here and click on it, because of the fact that you have sort of this contrasty, well, rather this light contrast photo in black and white, it's really going to stand out nicely against the various colors that Redbubble offers on their classic t-shirts. So if we just had to take a look here and click on one or two of these, so on red it really looks nice, on the mustard color it really stands out nicely too, and even on the green it stands out. So this is definitely something you want to keep in mind when you're uploading your designs. So whether it's a graphic design, a text design, or even a photo, you want to make sure that you're keeping in the back of your mind that this design is going to look at the best it can on all of the potential colors that are offered with respect to the classic t-shirts. Okay, so let's just scroll down here and see what kind of keywords that we have for this particular design. So we can see here that we have more than the 14 to 17 keywords that I usually advocate for. We do have a couple of keyword phrases here in terms of I'm good enough, I'm enough quote, I am respected, I am powerful. But then we have a lot of single keywords that one has to wonder how many results are going to be coming up for it. And again, this is something else that I advocate for you. If you've never seen any of my previous Redbubble shop reviews or any of my previous episodes with respect to long tail keyword phrases, keep in mind that the number of designs that are available on Redbubble are exponential. The print-on-demand market is becoming saturated. While there's still a lot of room for all of us to create designs and to, have a fighting chance of being found, if you want to increase your chances of being found, you have to be a little bit more strategic with respect to the type of tags that you use. You want to make sure that you find tags where the number of designs that exist for that particular tag is going to be low enough. And when I say low enough, I'm talking about under 1,000 designs, in order to give yourself a fighting chance of being seen by a particular customer. Now, if we just had to right click on adventure and open it in a new tab, and just wait for it to load up here, we're going to see that the keyword adventure brings back results of 399,000 designs, close to 400,000 designs. Now, the likelihood of your design being found amongst all of these designs is going to be next to nil. So you want to make sure that you are giving yourself a fighting chance. I mean, even if we had to take a look at the keyword phrase, I am respected, we're just going to right click on it. We have 25 results. You see the difference? Okay. In this particular case, your design is going to show up a lot higher because there are only 24 other designs that it has to compete with. So this is the importance of making sure that you spend the time needed in order to come up with keywords, and in this particular case, keyword phrases that are going to allow your designs to rank high and obviously stand a better chance of being sold. Now, a disclaimer here, everybody. Just because you are ranking in the top 25 of designs for a particular keyword, if your design isn't good enough, that's not going to help you. You effectively have to make sure that when you are designing, you are providing quality work. Because if you just put something up just for the simple fact of saying, oh, I put this and this and this together, slap it up, put it up on Redbubble, and put these keywords, people are spending good money for the products that they can buy on Redbubble, and they're not going to open up their wallets for anything that is substandard. So these things go hand in hand. You need to make sure that you're coming up with 14 to 17 good quality keyword phrases, and obviously the design that you're obviously going to put up for offer for consideration to purchase is actually good itself. And if you're uncertain as to whether or not it's good, get a second opinion. Ask somebody who's in your household, a friend, a work colleague. Don't even tell them that you did it. Just tell them, listen, I found this design. What do you think about it? Would you improve anything on it? Would you change anything on it? What would you do if you were the designer? And let them come up with their own suggestions. After all, we're always here to learn and to improve. We cannot keep a high opinion of ourselves, because if we do so, we're never going to improve. And sometimes we do tend to draw a blind eye to our own particular designs and maybe are not seeing some of the mistakes which another person who comes in with a third-party perspective might be able to tell you and show you. Remember, we're here to make sales, and the best way to make sales is always to improve our designs, to make them pop, to make them the best they can be, and the best way you can do that is by getting second, third, and even fourth opinions on your design to ensure that you've covered your bases and making sure that when you upload a design, it's the best that you can possibly upload. Okay, so all in all, you've got quite an interesting shop here. I see a lot of potential in it. You've got some really nice stickers, some good designs. And while you're still obviously early in the stages of your Redbubble shop, on behalf of everybody who is within the community, I want to wish you the best of luck with it, and we wish you continued success. Okay, so the second shop that we're going to be reviewing today is a shop called Swaise Designs. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And again, just like with the previous shop, we've got a header that obviously is very, very basic. It's very minimalist. Again, the yellow stands nice against sort of like the crowded gray, and it works really well with the logo. There's a nice contrast behind that too as well. So well done for that. And as we can see here, we've joined in 2021, January 2021, and we have over 376 designs. So well done too as well. We're going to take a look at those in a moment, but let's check out the artist profile. And this is exactly what I was talking about with respect to the first shop owner. So he said, hi, here to share my photographs and designs, do a variety of designs. However, my main output is flags and patriotic themes, worldwide, beer, sports, and seasonal events, as well as a few random ones thrown in. Hope you enjoy. And then we've got a few social media links, which is actually fantastic. So we are actually drawing traffic not only to our shops, but we're also drawing them to our social media accounts so that we can actually help to build a community and keep in touch with them. And it's a great way for customers to keep in touch with the shop owner. So if they do buy something, there is an avenue for them to be able to get in touch with this particular shop owner, to either thank them for it, to give them a comment, a review. So well done for that. I think that's a fantastic profile. It gives this human element, and we know what we're going to find in the shop as we browse through it. So 10 on 10 for your artist profile. Okay, so let's scroll up here. Okay, so we're at the top of the shop here, and our featured collection pertains to birthdays. So very good, well done. And we've got quite a few of them that we can take a look through. Very good. All right, so we've got a lot of text designs, we've got some clip arts and whatnot, and we have 9 collections. So we've got party, mother, loyal, sports, and obviously the featured collection being birthday. Now, the one small suggestion that I would offer is that if you have 376 results, I think many of you know where I'm going with this, I think you can afford to create a few more collections than the simple 9 collections that you have over here too as well. Okay, you might want to break them down into sub niches so that just to give your customers an easier way of finding a design that they're looking for without having to actually scroll through all 356 designs. Okay, remember, you want to make the experience of shopping in your shop as pleasurable and as easy as it can possibly be. Many people are going to be shopping online through the use of their mobile devices. Some will use tablets, some might actually even use computers as I'm doing right now, but the bulk will be using mobile devices, and you want to make sure that you can give your customer the easiest and most comfortable opportunity to narrow down their search and hopefully make the purchase. So let's take a look at some of your designs over here. Okay. Alrighty. So at the time of publishing this, we're in the last remaining days of August, and for those of you who've been following my channel, you know that I've been advocating for uploading of designs pertaining to the holidays in the 4th quarter, and we've got one here, Trick or Treat. So let's just click on this one and take a look here on what we've got. So Trick or Treat sticker is the name of the design. Obviously sticker was put in by Redbubble, so Trick or Treat was keyed in by the shop owner. And it's quite an effective design here. I like the fact that you've used this scary looking pumpkin to replace the O in or. All right, and we've got here Halloween, Trick or Treat, ghosts, goblins, pumpkins, candy ghouls, and many other eerie and spooky goings on. Swaise Designs prints this spooktastic treat. Okay, so we've got a number of keywords over here which are related to Halloween too as well, so it's good. Be careful over here. You've got a spelling mistake. Pumpkins is not spelled that way, so obviously it can go against you in terms of Redbubble and Google search, so you might want to go in there and just correct that. Let's go down and see on how many products this design is on. We've got 67 products. And this might be a good thing or it might be a bad thing. As many of you know, I advocate for making sure that designs are activated only on products where the design looks good. Okay, and it is a subjective matter, that's true, but I'm the type of person that I'm not going to have my design up on all of the products simply just for the fact of having them all on the products. I always advocate for a degree of professionalism. I want to make sure that customers who visit my shop are going to see designs on products which obviously look good on it. And yeah, I will actually toggle the repeat pattern on some of the products, but not on everything. Again, it all depends on the design that you're putting up. Let's just toggle this on and have a look here. As you can see on the various apparels, it looks quite good too as well. I like the fact that you use this bright yellow for your text, which stands out nicely against the black. Yeah, basically what we're seeing over here is that it's looking good on all of the products that you've toggled it. What I can see here is, I don't know whether maybe you've seen one of my previous episodes pertaining to postcards, or whether you managed to come across it by trial and error, but I can tell that you did upload a design with the parameters for postcards, and I know this because you don't have that unsightly white border around your design that Redbubble does when it condenses a design that doesn't fit the parameters of a postcard. So you went that extra distance to make sure that this design looks good on a postcard. Well done. For those of you who are uncertain or unsure about what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description below, and I'll put the thumbnail of the episode that I'm talking about on screen now so that you can actually go back and have a look at that episode if you're uncertain, to see how you can improve your designs on postcards accordingly and obviously increase your potential of making more sales. Okay, so looking good down over there. Let's just take a look at your keywords. So again, we have a few more than the 14 to 17 keywords, but not by too much, so we'll just let that one slip here. And we've got a few interesting keyword phrases. This one caught my attention: eerie pumpkin Halloween snarl. So let's just right click on that and see what kind of results we find. Okay, so in this particular case, you're the only design. Now, this might be a good thing or it might be a bad thing, okay? So you might ask yourself, what's the possibility of somebody actually keying in all of these keywords together to find your design? Maybe not so great. Maybe it is. One would have to see. What you could do if you wanted to is you could come up with some more designs and actually add those with this particular keyword phrase, so you can start dominating this particular keyword phrase before other people jump onto the bandwagon and start designing for this particular keyword phrase as well. And this way, as it increases, your designs will actually rank high up in the search for this particular keyword phrase. Okay, so let's take a look at this keyword, bright yellow writing. All right, and as it comes up here, we can see that we've got 158 results for bright yellow writing, which is actually fantastic, well underneath the 1,000 results that I usually advocate for. And there you are, you're on the first page over here with this particular design. So you have a great chance of somebody typing in bright yellow writing. Maybe that's what they're looking for in terms of a design, and your design is going to be over there. So again, this reiterates the importance of being very selective and being very choosy with respect to the keyword phrases that you put out. If there's anything that I want you to take away from this particular episode, is the importance of your keyword phrases. Your keyword phrases is what's going to get your designs up in the front of the eyes of potential customers. If you don't give it the time and the dedication that it needs, that it requires, then your designs are just going to be lost in the abyss, and the likelihood of them being found and or purchased is going to be few and far between. And what do I mean by this? Well, let's take a look at these ones: candy, black, and yellow. I mean, if we had to go with black and just wait for the results to come up, we've got 2,679,000 results. The likelihood of you being found for this keyword is going to be few and far between. So keep that in mind when you're creating future designs for your shops. Be very, very selective. I'd rather have 14 really relevant long tail keyword phrases than 50 different keywords where I'm just shooting out to the wind in the hopes that somebody will find me. Okay, so we're back to your shop. All right, and as we can see here, we've got a lot of great looking designs. I love the patriotic design field for them. I'm hoping that you're getting a lot of great sales from them. If you're not, I'm hoping that this episode will give you a bit more exposure so people will come to visit your shop and make some purchases, because you are very talented and you've got a lot of great looking designs. And again, as with the first shop, on behalf of this community, we wish you all the best of luck, particularly in the forthcoming fourth quarter. Okay, so here we are on the last shop that we're going to be reviewing in today's episode. And the name of the shop is called Maxwear. Now, this is exactly what it is that I was speaking about with respect to the previous two shops. As you can see here, this shop banner gives customers an indication of what this shop is all about. And just by looking at some of the designs over here, there is a computer technology coding type feel, which is a great niche to be in. And it looks like this particular shop is focusing solely on this particular niche. So we've got a specialty shop here, folks. We don't have a general design shop. So this can actually be a good thing, or it could be a negative thing. It could be a good thing because clearly those people who are really interested in this particular type of niche will be able to find pleasure in coming through the shop and knowing that all of the designs that they're going to be seeing is related to that niche, and they'll obviously enjoy the experience of doing so. On the flip side, this could also work against you because obviously you are segregating yourself from people who like other niches. But if you are getting sales, all the more power to you. If you're not, you're going to have to do a little bit more work in terms of getting the word out about your particular shop. So let's take a look here at the artist profile. All right, and as we can see here, I am a software developer, passionate about my job. I do programming, that itself is an art, but sometimes creating a beautiful code becomes not enough. And I create other beautiful material things that can also live outside of the virtual world. Design requests are also welcome. Thanks for visiting. So again, this is a really good artist profile. It's giving a flavor of what the person is, what this person does outside of the print-on-demand world, which is really great. We've got 37 followers following 37, and 334 of the designs have been favorited. What I would recommend that you do is perhaps maybe add some of your social media links into your artist profile if you still have enough characters available. So it could be something which can drive people to your social media accounts to get in touch with you, particularly again if they purchased a design and want to actually get in touch with you, or maybe perhaps even leave you a review that you can use on your social media accounts. It's all about getting social proof for your designs, and the more social proof you can get, in other words, getting customers to get in touch with you to wear your designs so that you can actually use them and put them up, other people will see that. They'll be encouraged further to visit your shop, particularly if they like this particular niche, and actually hopefully purchase something from you. Okay, so let's scroll to the top of the page and see what we've got. So we have 183 designs, and you've been at this since August of 2020, so you've been around for a bit here. We've got a featured collection, obviously, which is called Delta. So I like the way that you actually use this particular word to also relate to the current situation that's going on globally. And this is a bit of a touch and go type of design for me. I don't tend to design for these particular kind of things, which happens to touch base in terms of human tragedy. But not everybody is like that, and that's totally up to you. If you feel that you wanted to do this, then all the more power to you. I hope that you're getting sales from it. But it might ring true with some people, and it might put some people off. So you will have to keep that in mind, that might be a possibility. But again, the fact that you use Delta, which also has some kind of programming and tech type of feel in with this, is quite clever too as well. Okay, so quite a number of designs over here, and we have 11 collections, which is great considering the number of designs that you have. All right, and again, as you can see, they're all related to the programming world, software developing world, which is really good. We also have some patterns too as well. That's quite interesting. Let's take a look at that. So we're just going to click on that and see what comes up here. Outside of the software developing niche, we also have patterns, which are quite good. We've got some Halloween ones, which is really, really interesting. Again, let's take a look at this one. Halloween pumpkins, spooky pumpkins, watercolor pumpkins, regular pattern miniskirt. Okay, so you've got some great keywords in your title, which is great to help Redbubble rank your design for more people to see. Well done. I love the color pattern that you used for the pumpkins. I think it's really great. You've got this gradient field, which is coming through. Yeah, I really wouldn't knock the color structure for it. For me, it really rings true and I like it. let's see, you've got it on 55 other products. Okay, we'll take a look here at the mugs. You've got your leggings, your A-line dress. Let's take a look at this one. All right, this is a classic mistake that many people do, and hey, I've actually been guilty of doing it early in my Redbubble days too as well, is that we obviously create a design for a number of products, but we forget to actually design for the sticker, or we forget to deactivate it. Now, clearly, you've got this design here, which as an all over pattern looks really great, but for a sticker, not so much. Now, what could you have done? Well, what you could have done is you could have actually gone into your pattern on Photoshop or Photopea or whatever software program that you use to create your designs. You could have extrapolated a portion of the pattern and actually had it laid over a black background and then saved as a JPEG or a PNG, and then re-uploaded it as a rectangular sticker pattern for your stickers and your magnets. And in this way, you're actually increasing the possibility of making more sales. In truth, as it stands right now, the idea of somebody making a purchase for this sticker is going to be negligible. I mean, even in terms of taking a look here, you've got this piece over here, which is totally detached from the entire design. You've got the spacing here. You've got this ugly white background here, which obviously Redbubble puts in by default because your design was uploaded as a transparent PNG. So I would highly recommend that you create another design for the stickers and actually go back into the backend for this design and re-upload this design, your sticker design, just in the sticker aspect. And I have a feeling you might want to do that for your postcards and whatnot. So let's take a look here. As you can see here on the apparel, it looks brilliant. But again, you have your transparent stickers, your glossy stickers where it doesn't look good on it. Okay, we're just going to scroll down here. Okay, it doesn't seem that you have it on postcards, so you may have deactivated it, and that's fine. So yeah, I would definitely go back into the sticker aspect. Your magnet falls under the sticker category, so once you make that modification, your magnets will look good too as well. And you have a choice. You can either create a rectangular background for it, or maybe a circular one, or if you want to go one step further, you might want to get a pumpkin and change it into a black silhouette and then embed the pattern on the pumpkin outline, so it'll be like one big black pumpkin sticker with a bunch of colored pumpkins obviously throughout the remainder of the design. So that's something you might want to consider if you don't want to go with your typical rectangular or circular designs. Let's just click on this one and we're going to take a look at your keywords that you use and the description. So your description is for all who love pumpkins and are excited by Halloween. Today I painted with watercolors and made new fall designs with them. When was the last time you painted something? Okay, not bad. I would say the first half of your description to keep, the second half to delete, because in truth, you're not going to gain anything by using this phrase in your description. Again, you want to make sure that your description is going to be keyword rich to actually help you rank in both Redbubble and in Google search. What I would suggest that you do is you go in and you rephrase your description to give it more keywords, to actually tell a little bit more about to whom this design would really be good for. Again, you said for those who love pumpkins and are excited about Halloween, but clearly you can come up with a better description for this in order to replace the second, or rather the back end of your design. Again, this is my personal opinion. I think in this particular case, it would serve you better by doing so rather than by asking them a question in your description. Okay, and now we're just going to go down over here and take a look at your tags. Okay, so again, we have more than the 14 to 17. Be careful in terms of kind of tags you're going to be using, all right? Make sure the tags are relevant to your design. There isn't anything pertaining to ghosts in your design. At least let's double check here. Yeah, so you don't have anything pertaining to ghosts in your design, so you might want to make sure that you get rid of that one, all right? Otherwise, you don't want to get caught for tag spamming. Autumn 2020, spooky pumpkins, watercolor background. Okay, some of them are relevant to your design. Well done for that. Again, you do need to see your tags in terms of the results that Redbubble gives back when you are actually searching for them. So let's take a look at watercolor background. All right, we've got 43,259 results. That's a huge number to have to compete against with. Now, if you want to keep it there and hope for the best, all the more power to you. But I think it might be advisable to actually change it a little bit. What if you have to put in, let's do an example right now, Halloween watercolor background. Let's see what kind of results we get. Okay, there you are. We have 700 results. And all we did was we just added in an extra keyword. So there you are, everybody. You have a keyword phrase that you can design for. It's still underneath 1,000 designs. Jump in and maybe you might actually get a sale from this particular keyword phrase. So again, it's really important to make sure that you are choosing the correct keyword phrases that you are going to use to give your designs the best fighting chance of being found. Okay, so we're back at the front end of your shop. So as you can see here, you've chosen caps as the default product for a good number of designs that you have over here, and that's well and good. Caps are a relatively new product within the Redbubble arsenal of products that have come into force just recently through the publication of this video, so well good. One thing that I would also be very careful is with respect to these coding type t-shirts here. If we just click on one of them, okay, now I brought this up because it's an interesting idea, and I think that people who are in the coding industry are going to find that it resonates with them. But again, remember, most people are searching for designs on their mobile devices, and the size of the text that you have used over here is extremely small. And even if they had to look for it on a mobile device, I wonder how clear it's going to be for them. So again, if you're making sales on it, well and good, keep it as it is and ignore this advice. If it isn't, I don't know, is it possible for you just to extrapolate a piece of the code and put it up, or maybe take a piece of the code and make something witty out of it for people to be able to see, so that it will be larger on the shirt, so that it actually will be easier to see and read when they are searching for designs. Again, it's all about making sure that people are going to be able to see a design and actually stop scrolling because a design gives them that wow factor. And even in terms of the color selections that you've chosen. I mean, if we take a look at this one, this blue over here, just looking at the thumbnail, it's very light. I think you could go ahead and actually darken the color of the font so that it actually stands out against the white of the cap. Okay, you want to make sure that you're stopping people in their tracks when they're looking at the thumbnails of your designs. If it doesn't, they're just going to keep scrolling by and they're not going to come to your shop and they're not going to make a purchase. So it's really important that you take these things into consideration too as well. Okay, you've got some sticker packs over here, which I think is quite resilient. Let's just take a look at this one quickly so that we don't take up too much more of time. I know this video has already going on quite for some time, but you know what, guys? There's just so much that I want to be able to explain to you and actually go through. And many of you who asked for a review, I want to make sure that I'm giving you the time of day to actually show you from my perspective what it is that you can improving upon and actually celebrate the good things that I don't think keeping my episode down to 10 minutes would do you justice. Okay, but if we're taking a look over here back at this design, you've got a lot of good spacing over here between your designs, so there's no overlapping, there's no joining of it, so it's going to be really easy for customers to peel and use these stickers wherever it is that they want to stick them to. So well done for that. Again, you've got this computer niche, this software developing niche, which is really good. Again, in terms of your product tags, we're not going to go back to that because I think I've explained enough of it already, but do be careful about the number of tags you're using and the quality of the tags that you're using too as well. Overall, I think you've got a really interesting shop. I think you've got some really great designs here. There are some designs which I think you can go in and improve upon, especially in terms of the size of the fonts that you use, the colors that you are using, and obviously the keyword tags that you're using as well. But other than that, keep it up, keep learning, keep researching, keep uploading, and we wish you all the very best in the fourth quarter and beyond. So there you have it, everybody. We looked at 3 shops which are up and coming, have a lot of potential for success. Some are general, some are niche orientated, but hey, that's okay. Whatever interests you, whatever floats your boat, then that's what I want you to continue designing for. What's important is that you have to realize that, as I stated in the episode, you have to be careful about what keyword tags you're using, how you're designing, the colors, and the size of the font, because a lot of people are in fact shopping through the mobile devices. So if you want to increase your chance, particularly with the advent of the fourth quarter just simply around the corner, then these are the things that you want to go in, audit your shop for, make those improvements so that you will reach a greater level of success in the coming fourth quarter, and obviously beyond that too as well. But for today, that's all I've got. And as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now.